leave our house, we have the intention of coming to worship God with fervor, and when we get to church, the enemy takes over our thoughts and does not allow us to focus by placing distractions in our mind. That is why I would like for the sister to teach us how to block him so that he no longer manipulates our thoughts.
All right, well, perhaps throughout the day, we also must prepare ourselves psychologically. Throughout the day, you prepare yourself and you say, well, tonight I'm going to church to glorify God, to praise God, and perhaps even receive the spiritual blessings. So we prepare ourselves. So throughout the day, in what we do, in our daily lives, our work, school, whatever it might be, we must prepare ourselves psychologically at all times so that the enemy does not place those traps in our lives. We must always think in God, reflect on God, and doing good. We must think of good things, upright things. We must always reflect on that and never allow thoughts of hurting others come to us or of doing something that is wrong. That is something that we must keep in our routine daily, day and night, always. When we do these things, God helps us. And when we arrive to the church, well, then we are ready. We're prepared to have that spiritual celebration. But this is not just a moment that you lived your life throughout the day, you did many things, and then tonight you want to come and concentrate and focus on the things of God. No, you need an entire day, a whole entire night to prepare yourselves and to live with God. You need to live with God constantly. Because one thing is, yes, you do your physical material work, or you're going to school, you're talking to people about regular things. But in the deepest parts of our being, there is a part that is reflecting on God. If you walk down the street and you even observe people, and even so, you go to places where there are celebrations and banquets, there's different diversions. You look and you observe all of that. You look at it, but within your heart, God is there in you. And you say, okay, well, this gathering is very beautiful, and this theater and the music and the band played beautifully, and how beautiful they play the instruments. All of this is great. But in the depth of your heart, it is you with God. And maybe my spirit was joyful for the moment, but in the depth of my being, it is God that is dwelling there. And so when everything is over, okay, goodbye. I go back to being the same person before. God is with me. It's the Lord. Everything that the Lord does. How wonderful is everything that the Lord does. He does so many things. He gives people talent. People do so many things and they experience many things because God allows it. And everything is so beautiful. But great, it's beautiful, but now I have to go. And now I go back to being that woman who loves God. I am that person who in their heart, God abides. And that in any moment when you pray or you go to the church in the congregation and you pray to God in that moment, he will listen. And so the matter is reflecting upon the Lord, or desiring in our heart, in the deepest parts of our heart, for God to dwell there with us. And that whatever we do physically, material, that it just be outwardly, that it be something that we just look at, and maybe we even hear people, we hear a lot of things, but that should never penetrate the deepest parts of our heart, because only God should exist there, only God. And so now when you go to church, as God is what is in you, well, then it's no longer hard for you to focus and for you to pray and read the Bible. That's it.
Bueno.